we step into a different version of the wizarding world, one where Harry Potter never grows up in the cupboard under the stairs. Instead, Sirius Black is there to raise him, protect him, and make sure Harry grows up knowing exactly who his parents were. But giving Harry a loving home changes far more than just his childhood. Friendships form differently. Old secrets surface much sooner, and when Hogwarts finally calls, Harry enters the magical world as a very different boy. So get comfortable, settle in, and let's explore what might have happened if Sirius Black had raised Harry Potter. November 1st, 1981. Dumbledore's intervention. Sirius Black was on his motorcycle over Bristol when Dumbledore's Patronus found him. The Phoenix, silver, enormous, burning the night air with its wings, appeared 300 feet above the M5 and matched the motorcycle's speed, which was considerable because Sirius was flying at 140 miles per hour toward the place where Peter Pettigrew was hiding, with murder in his heart and his wand in his teeth. Sirius, Dumbledore's voice, carried by the Patronus, calm, measured, the voice of a man who was choosing his words with precision because the wrong words would produce a dead Peter Pettigrew and an imprisoned Sirius Black. Do not go to Peter. Come to me. Hagrid has Harry. The boy is safe. Come to me, and we will do this correctly. Sirius heard the words. Sirius understood the words. Sirius, who was 21 years old and whose best friend was dead and whose other best friend had betrayed them and who was operating on grief and adrenaline and the Black family grade rage that ran through the blood like voltage, Sirius considered ignoring the words. He considered it for approximately 4 seconds. Then, he turned the motorcycle. Not because Dumbledore was right, because Dumbledore had said Hagrid has Harry. Hagrid had the baby. James and Lily's baby. The baby that Sirius was godfather to, the baby that James had placed in Sirius's arms at 3 days old and said, if anything happens to us, he's yours. The baby outranked the murder. Sirius turned the motorcycle toward Hogwarts. Dumbledore's office. 2 a.m. Sirius was pacing. The Black pacing. Long strides. The contained energy of a man whose body wanted violence and whose mind was being forced into conversation. Peter betrayed them, Sirius said. Peter was the secret keeper. Peter told Voldemort where they were. I know, Dumbledore said. I'm going to kill him, Sirius said. If you kill Peter, you go to Azkaban. Dumbledore said. If you go to Azkaban, Harry has no godfather. If Harry has no godfather, Harry goes to Petunia Dursley. Sirius stopped pacing. Lily's sister. Lily's muggle sister, who lives in a suburb in Surrey and who despises magic and who will raise Harry in an environment of, I will be direct, hostility. You'd send him there? Sirius said. The blood wards, Dumbledore said. Lily's sacrifice created a protection. The protection is anchored in shared blood. Petunia shares Lily's blood. The wards would protect Harry from Voldemort's followers. Voldemort is dead, Sirius said. Voldemort is gone, Dumbledore said. Dead is a word I am not comfortable using. Gone is accurate. Dead may not be. And if he's not dead, Sirius said, the blood wards protect Harry. At Petunia's house, Dumbledore said. Not at yours. I'm his godfather, Sirius said. James wanted me to have him. James wanted you to have him in a world where James was dead and the war was over and the remaining Death Eaters were captured, Dumbledore said. The war is not over. The Death Eaters are not captured. Several of them, Bellatrix among them, are still at large. Bellatrix is my cousin, Sirius said. I can handle Bellatrix. You are 21 years old, Dumbledore said. You have just lost your best friend. You are currently operating on grief, rage, and what I suspect is a significant amount of fire whiskey. These are not ideal conditions for assuming custody of a 15-month-old. I'm not drunk, Sirius said. You smell like the hog's head, Dumbledore said. I had 2 drinks. before I found out about James. 2 drinks is not drunk. 2 drinks and a motorcycle at 140 miles per hour over a Muggle motorway, Dumbledore said, while planning to murder a man in the street. The street murder was going to be very efficient, Sirius said. Sirius, Dumbledore said. I know, Sirius said. He sat down. In the chair across from Dumbledore's desk. The chair was not too large for him. Sirius Black at 21 was 6 feet tall, long-limbed, the physicality of a man who took up space the way weather took up sky. I know the murder is off. I know Peter needs a trial. I know the responsible thing is too. Dumbledore, I'm not good at the responsible thing. I'm aware, Dumbledore said. I'm good at the reckless thing. I'm good at the motorcycle and the leather jacket and the hexing people who deserve it thing. James was the responsible one. James was the one who grew up. I'm the one who came to this office instead of killing Peter Pettigrew, Dumbledore said, which is, tonight, the responsible thing. The responsible thing sucks, Sirius said. Frequently, Dumbledore said. Nevertheless, I want Harry, Sirius said. I want custody. James wanted me to have him, and I want him. The Bloodwards, find another way to protect him, Sirius said. You're Albus Dumbledore. You defeated Grindelwald. You run Hogwarts. If you can't find a protection that doesn't require sending a baby to live with people who hate magic, then your reputation is significantly oversold. Dumbledore looked at Sirius. At this 21-year-old who had just, in the middle of grief and rage and 2 drinks and the worst night of his life, identified the core flaw in Dumbledore's plan and demanded an alternative. I can place wards on your residence, Dumbledore said. Fidelius, anti-detection. Multiple layers. The wards will not be blood-based. They will be weaker than Petunia's would have been. But they will be wards. Weaker, Sirius said. Substantially weaker, Dumbledore said. The blood wards at Petunia's would have been near impenetrable. The wards at your residence would be strong, not impenetrable. I'll take strong, Sirius said. The risk? I'll take the risk, Sirius said. James wanted me to have his son. I'm going to have his son. The wards will be strong, the house will be hidden, and if anyone comes for Harry, they'll go through me first. That is precisely what concerns me, Dumbledore said. What concerns you? That going through you is your primary defensive strategy, Dumbledore said, rather than, for example, calling for help. I can call for help while they're going through me, Sirius said. Sirius, Dumbledore said. I know, Sirius said. I know I'm not. I know I'm 21. I know I'm reckless. I know I drink too much and I fly too fast. And I think punching solves more problems than it does. But I'm his godfather. And Lily and James are dead. And the alternative is a Muggle suburb where people hate magic. The alternative is safety, Dumbledore said. Safety without love is a prison, Sirius said. I grew up in one. Dumbledore was quiet. The quiet lasted long enough that Sirius knew the argument had landed, because Dumbledore's quiet was not the quiet of a man thinking about what to say. It was the quiet of a man who had heard something true and was recalculating. 12 Grimmauld Place, Dumbledore said. No, Sirius said. Not there. Not my parents' house. I'm not raising James's son in the house of the people who disown me. Then where? I'll find a place, Sirius said. A flat. A cottage. Something with a garden. James always said kids need gardens. You need a garden, Dumbledore said. James needed a garden, Sirius said. I need James's son. The garden is for Harry. The flat was in Hogsmeade. Not the village proper, a cottage on the outskirts, between the village and the Shrieking Shack. The cottage was small, old, and had been unoccupied for 6 years because the proximity to the Shrieking Shack produced rumours of haunting that depressed the property values. It's haunted, the estate agent said. It's next to a house that's haunted, Sirius said. The haunting is second-hand. The distinction doesn't help the resale value, the agent said. I'm not planning to resell, Sirius said. I'm planning to raise a child. In a haunted cottage, the agent said. In a cottage with reasonable proximity to Hogwarts, a Fidelius charm, and a garden, Sirius said. The haunting is a bonus. Keeps the neighbours away. Sirius bought the cottage with Black family money. The money he'd inherited from Uncle Alphard, the one Black who'd been decent enough to leave his fortune to the family disgrace. The money was considerable. The spending was immediate. The cottage, the furniture, the baby supplies that Sirius purchased with the desperation of a man who had been given custody of a 15-month-old and who did not know what a 15-month-old required. Nappies, Remus Lupin said. Standing in the cottage's kitchen, holding a list, Remus had been summoned by Owl the morning after Sirius received custody. Remus had arrived with tea, the list, and the expression of a man who was not surprised that his best friend had acquired a baby and was entirely unprepared. You need nappies, and formula, and a crib. And, Sirius, you need everything. You own a motorcycle and a leather jacket. You do not own anything suitable for child rearing. I own determination, Sirius said. Determination is not a baby supply, Remus said. It's a parenting philosophy, Sirius said. It's a disaster waiting to happen, Remus said. When was the last time you held a baby? Harry, 3 days old. In the hospital. For how long? About 45 seconds. Then I gave him back because he started making noises. Noises, Remus said. Gurgling, burping, the general noises that babies make. I found them alarming. You found baby noises alarming, Remus said, and you're raising one. I'm raising James's son, Sirius said. The baby noises I'll adjust. You'll need to do more than adjust, Remus said. You'll need to become a functioning adult. Inapproximately, he checked the clock. 4 hours when Harry wakes up. 4 hours, Sirius said. 4 hours to transform from a reckless 21-year-old with a motorcycle into a responsible parent, Remus said. That's tight, Sirius said. That's your life now, Remus said. The first night Harry cried at 2 a.m. The crying was, Sirius had heard curses, he'd heard hexes, he'd heard Bellatrix Lestrange laugh while she cast Cruciatus, and the laugh had been the worst sound he'd ever heard. Harry's crying at 2 a.m. was louder than Bellatrix. What do you need? Sirius said. Standing over the crib. The crib was new, purchased that afternoon from a shop in Diagon Alley by a man who had pointed at the most expensive crib in the store and said that one because Sirius's approach to parenting supplies was the same as his approach to everything. Throw money at it and hope. Harry cried. The crying did not answer the question. Are you hungry? Sirius said. He'd read the books. Remus had bought the books, 3 of them, with titles like Magical Parenting for the Magically Unprepared and Your Wizarding Baby, a guide for people who have no idea what they're doing. The books said, babies cry because they're hungry, wet, tired, or uncomfortable. Diagnose and address. Harry was not hungry. Harry was not wet. Harry was not visibly uncomfortable. Harry was crying because Harry was 15 months old and his mother was dead and the person holding him was not his mother and the world was wrong and the wrongness was the kind that no bottle or nappy change could fix. Sirius picked up Harry. Held him. The holding was awkward. Sirius's arms were not shaped for babies. Sirius's arms were shaped for motorcycles and wands and the occasional bar fight. But the arms were warm, and the warmth was the thing. Harry cried. Sirius held him. The holding continued. At 3:15, Harry stopped crying. Not because the problem was solved, because the exhaustion outpaced the grief. Harry fell asleep in Sirius's arms. In the new cottage. In the new crib that was too expensive. in the life that was nothing like the life James had planned, and that was now the only life available. Sirius stood in the nursery holding a sleeping baby and felt he didn't have a word. The feeling was too large for vocabulary and too raw for analysis. The feeling was, I have this child, and I do not know what I'm doing, and I am going to do it anyway, because James asked me to. He put Harry in the crib. He went to the kitchen. He made tea. He drank the tea and stared at the wall, and the wall stared back, and the staring was the first quiet moment since Hagrid had told him, and the quiet was terrible. The quiet was where the grief lived. James was dead. Lily was dead. Peter had betrayed them. Sirius was 21 and alone in a cottage with a baby, and the grief was the size of the world, and the tea was getting cold. He drank the cold tea. He made more. He drank that too. At 6 o'clock, Harry cried again. Sirius went upstairs. Morning, Sirius said. To the crying baby, I'm still here. The still here was the first parenting victory. Not a dramatic victory, not a Hex the Death Eater victory or a win the duel victory. The victory of being present at 6 o'clock when the baby cried. The first year Sirius was a terrible parent. Not a bad parent, terrible. The distinction mattered. Bad parents didn't try. Terrible parents tried and failed in ways that were simultaneously catastrophic and well-intentioned. Sirius burned every meal he attempted to cook. Sirius could not fold laundry. Sirius's bedtime stories were inappropriate. He tried to tell Harry the story of the Marauders' best pranks, which featured alcohol and mild illegality, and which Harry, at 18 months, processed by chewing on Sirius's sleeve. You can't tell an 18-month-old about the time you hexed Snape's robes off in the Great Hall, Remus said. Visiting? Weekly? The visits were Remus's contribution to the child-rearing project, the weekly check-in that was part emotional support, part disaster assessment. It's a good story, Sirius said. It's an assault story, Remus said. You assaulted a classmate. I pranked a classmate, Sirius said. Assault implies malice. Pranking implies artistic expression. You expressed yourself artistically by removing Severus Snape's clothing in front of the school, Remus said. The artistic merit was considerable, Sirius said. The artistic merit is not the point, Remus said. The point is that you're telling a baby about your history of school violence, and the baby is chewing your sleeve. Sirius, he likes the sleeve, Sirius said. He likes the sleeve because he's teething, Remus said. Have you bought teething rings? What's a teething ring? Sirius said. Remus closed his eyes. I'll buy teething rings. Remus bought teething rings. Remus also bought children's books. Remus bought age-appropriate food. Remus became, without either of them naming it, the co-parent, the responsible presence that balanced Sirius's chaos. You're here a lot, Sirius said. March 1982, Remus was at the cottage 4 days a week. You need help, Remus said. I'm managing, Sirius said. You fed Harry fire whiskey last Tuesday. That was an accident, Sirius said. The bottles look the same. The bottles do not look the same, Remus said. The baby bottle is plastic and has a nipple. The fire whiskey bottle is glass and has a label that says Ogden's. It was dark, Sirius said. It was 2 p.m, Remus said. I was tired, Sirius said. You were negligent, Remus said. He's fine. A tablespoon of fire whiskey won't harm a wizarding baby. But the negligence is, Sirius, this is what I'm talking about. You need help. Regular, daily, someone else in the house help. Are you offering? Sirius said. I can't live here, Remus said. The full moon, I'll build a cellar, Sirius said. Reinforced, warded, the shrieking shack is right there. I can modify it, add protections. You transform there, you come back here in the morning. You want me to move in? Remus said. I want you to raise Harry with me, Sirius said. Because I can't do this alone, and you're the only person I trust, and James would have wanted you here. James would have wanted to be alive, Remus said. James would have wanted the next best thing, Sirius said. Which is us, together, raising his son. Remus moved in April. Into the spare bedroom of the Hogsmeade cottage, with his books and his patched robes and the careful, methodical Remus grade approach to life that was the counterweight to Sirius's approach, which was to throw himself at problems and hope. The household was chaotic, 2 22-year-old men and a toddler, living in a cottage that was too small, with too many books, too many motorcycle parts, and a baby who was learning to walk and who used the motorcycle parts as obstacles. He's climbing the engine block, Remus said, calmly, from the kitchen. He's what? Sirius ran to the living room. Harry was sitting on top of the motorcycle engine, which Sirius had been rebuilding in the living room because the garden was too cold. Harry was grinning. The scar on his forehead was visible through his messy black hair, and the grin was James. The exact same grin. Get down from there, Sirius said. No, Harry said. The word was Harry's favourite. The word was, according to the parenting books, developmentally appropriate and also infuriating. Harry, Sirius said, the engine block is not a toy. No, Harry said, with more conviction. He's your godson, Remus said, from the kitchen doorway. Drinking tea. Enjoying this. He's your problem too, Sirius said. He's sitting on your engine block, Remus said, in your living room. This is the natural consequence of rebuilding a motorcycle in a space shared with a toddler. You're supposed to help, Sirius said. I am helping, Remus said. I'm documenting this for the memoir. What memoir? The memoir I'm going to write about the 2 least qualified parents in wizarding history, Remus said. The Blood Ward problem Dumbledore visited in June. The visit was official. The headmaster's assessment of the custody arrangement, the evaluation of the wards, the bureaucratic overlay that Dumbledore applied to everything. The wards are adequate, Dumbledore said. Walking the cottage's perimeter. The Fidelius is strong. The anti-detection wards are layered correctly. But, Sirius said, the blood wards would have been stronger, Dumbledore said. The blood wards would have required Harry living with muggles who hate magic, Sirius said. The blood wards would have made Harry nearly invulnerable to Voldemort's followers, Dumbledore said. Voldemort is gone, Sirius said. Voldemort is gone, Dumbledore said. His followers are not. Bellatrix Lestrange was captured 3 weeks ago after attacking the Longbottom family. Sirius went still. Frank and Alice? Frank and Alice are alive, Dumbledore said. Bellatrix tortured them with the Cruciatus. They were rescued before the damage became permanent. But the attack demonstrates the Death Eaters are active, Sirius. They are looking for Voldemort. They are attacking Order families. The Blood Wards are off the table, Sirius said. Harry stays with me. And if the wards fail, Dumbledore said. Then I fight, Sirius said. And if you fall, Dumbledore said. Then Remus fights, Sirius said. And if Remus falls, Dumbledore said. Then whoever is left fights, Sirius said. Dumbledore, I'm not sending Harry to a suburb in Surrey. I'm not sending him to people who will treat him like... I grew up in a house where I was unwanted. Grimmauld Place was. I know what it's like to grow up with people who look at you and see a problem. I won't do that to James's son. The comparison between the Dursleys and the Black household, the comparison is exact, Sirius said. A child growing up in a house where the adults resent his existence. Whether the resentment is magical or muggle doesn't change what it does to the child. You are projecting your experience onto a situation you haven't observed, Dumbledore said. I'm protecting a child from a situation I have observed, Sirius said. From the inside. For 16 years. Dumbledore looked at Sirius. the blue-eyed assessment, the calculation. And then, something Dumbledore did rarely, the acknowledgement that the calculation was wrong. The wards stay, Dumbledore said, Fidelius-based, not blood-based. I will add additional protections. The protections will not be impenetrable, but they will be substantial. Substantial is enough, Sirius said. Substantial will have to be, Dumbledore said. Harry at 5, Harry Potter at 5 was a disaster in trainers. The disaster was not malicious. The disaster was the natural product of a child raised by Sirius Black, who encouraged risk-taking, and Remus Lupin, who attempted to moderate the risk-taking but who was consistently outmaneuvered by a child whose marauder genetics were, at 5, already fully operational. He climbed onto the roof, Remus said. To Sirius. In the garden, looking up at Harry, who was sitting on the cottage roof with the expression of a child who had achieved something remarkable and who was waiting for the applause. How? Sirius said. He used the drain pipe, Remus said. That's actually impressive, Sirius said. That is dangerous, Remus said. It's impressively dangerous, Sirius said. James would be proud. James would be horrified, Remus said. James became a responsible adult. James stopped climbing things. James never stopped climbing things, Sirius said. James climbed things until he died. James's defining quality was climbing things he shouldn't climb, and now his son is on the roof, Remus said. Like father, like son, Sirius said. Get him down, Remus said. Harry. Sirius called up. Brilliant climbing. Now come down before Moony has a heart attack. Don't want to, Harry called down. Come down and I'll let you ride the motorcycle. He's 5, Remus said. Harry came down. Via the drain pipe. With the agility of a child who had been climbing things since he could walk because his primary role model was a man who had spent his teenage years scaling the Hogwarts parapets. Sirius let Harry sit on the motorcycle. Not ride. Sit on the grounded, non-flying, parked in the garden motorcycle with the engine off and the child's feet not reaching the pedals. Harry sat on the motorcycle and grinned, and the grin was James, and the sitting on the motorcycle was James, and the climbing was James, and the 5-year-old was, in every way that mattered, his father's son raised by his father's best friend. He needs structure, Remus said. In the kitchen, after the motorcycle sitting. He has structure, Sirius said. He has chaos with occasional meals, Remus said. Structure means bedtimes, routines, rules. Rules are. Do not say rules are for other people, Remus said. Rules are guidelines, Sirius said. Flexible guidelines. Harry needs inflexible guidelines, Remus said. Harry needs to know that certain things happen at certain times, regardless of whether they're exciting. Bedtime at 8, Sirius said. Bedtime at 7:30, Remus said. 7:45, Sirius said. This is not a negotiation, Remus said. Everything is a negotiation, Sirius said. 7:40, 7:30, Remus said. Final. You're very strict for a werewolf, Sirius said. I'm very strict for a co-parent who doesn't want the child to develop chronic sleep deprivation, Remus said. 7:30, Sirius said. But I read the bedtime story. Appropriate bedtime stories, Remus said. Mostly appropriate bedtime stories, Sirius said. Entirely appropriate bedtime stories, Remus said. Remus, Sirius said. I'm doing my best. I know, Remus said, and the sentence, the I know, was the sentence that carried the weight. Because Remus did know. Knew that Sirius was trying. Knew that the trying was sincere and inadequate and ongoing, and that the ongoing was the part that mattered. 7:30, Sirius said. Appropriate stories. Structure, Remus confirmed. I hate structure, Sirius said. I know, Remus said. Structure is good for you. Structure is terrible for me, Sirius said. Structure is terrible for you, and good for Harry, Remus said. And Harry outranks you. Harry always outranks me, Sirius said. Yes, Remus said. He does. Harry at 8. The scar questioned Padfoot, Harry said. At 8. At breakfast, using the Marauder name because Harry had been raised with Marauder names and because Padfoot was what Harry called Sirius the way other children called their parents Dad. Yeah? Sirius said. Reading the Prophet. Drinking coffee that was too strong. Where did I get the scar? Sirius put down the Prophet. Looked at Harry, at the messy black hair and the green eyes and the scar, the lightning bolt on the forehead. Faded now, but still visible. Still the mark. I've told you about the scar, Sirius said. You told me a bad wizard gave it to me, Harry said, and that Mum and Dad died, and that the bad wizard went away. That's the story, Sirius said. It's the kids' version, Harry said. I'm 8. I want the real version. The real version is, it's complicated. I can do complicated, Harry said. You taught me to ride the motorcycle at 7. The motorcycle is complicated. The motorcycle is mechanical, Sirius said. This is emotional. Try, Harry said. Sirius looked at Harry, at James's son, asking the question that Sirius had known was coming for 7 years and that Sirius had not prepared for because Sirius's approach to difficult conversations was to not have them until they became unavoidable. A dark wizard named Voldemort killed your parents, Sirius said. On Halloween, when you were 15 months old, he came to your house. He killed your dad first. Your dad was trying to protect you and your mum. How? Harry said. With magic, Sirius said. A curse. The killing curse. It kills instantly. And Mum? Harry said. Your mum was upstairs, with you. Voldemort told her to move. She wouldn't. Harry, your mum chose to die rather than let him hurt you. She stood between you and the curse, and she died. And the dying, the choice, created a magic. The magic protected you. When Voldemort tried to kill you, the curse bounced back. It hit him instead. That's the scar. Harry was quiet. The quiet of an 8-year-old processing death. They died for me, Harry said. They died protecting you, Sirius said. There's a difference. What's the difference? Dying for someone means the dying is the point. Dying protecting someone means the protecting is the point. Your parents weren't trying to die. They were trying to keep you alive. And the bad wizard, Voldemort, he's gone? He's gone, Sirius said. Maybe dead. Maybe not. Nobody knows. What happens if he's not dead? Harry said. Then he comes back, Sirius said. And I'm here. You're here, Harry said. The sentence was a statement and a question simultaneously. The 8-year-old's verification that the person in the kitchen was the person who would be in the kitchen tomorrow. I'm here, Sirius said. I'm not going anywhere. Promise? Harry said. I promise, Sirius said. And the promise was reckless, because promises about the future were always reckless, because the future was not guaranteed, because Sirius was a man who had already lost his best friend to a war, and who knew that promises about permanence were the kind of promises the universe enjoyed breaking. But the promise was necessary, because Harry was 8, and needed to hear it. Okay, Harry said. Can I have more toast? You can have all the toast, Sirius said. All the toast is a lot of toast, Harry said. I know, Sirius said. I'm reckless about toast. Hogwarts Approaches Harry's Hogwarts letter arrived on his 11th birthday. July 31st, 1991, Sirius cried. In the kitchen. While Harry was opening the envelope. The crying was not visible. Sirius turned away, went to the counter, pretended to make tea, and cried into the kettle because Sirius Black did not cry in front of people, and because the crying was for James. James should have been here. James should have been the one handing the letter to his son. James should have been the one doing the terrible impression of McGonagall that Sirius and James had planned for this moment. Planned at 17. In the Gryffindor dormitory, when they'd said when our kids get their letters, we'll do the McGonagall voice, and the saying had been a joke and a prophecy and a thing that would now never happen. Padfoot, Harry said. You okay? Fine, Sirius said. To the kettle. Just making tea. You're crying, Harry said. I'm not crying, Sirius said. The kettle is steaming. You're crying into the kettle, Harry said. Moony says you do that. Moony talks too much, Sirius said, and turned around, eyes red. Not hiding it, because hiding was pointless with Harry, who had learned to read Sirius the way Remus had learned to read Sirius, with the awareness that the surface was performance and the underneath was messier. I'm proud of you, Sirius said, and I'm sad. Both at once. Because Dad's not here, Harry said. Because Dad should be here, Sirius said. And he's not. And the should be is, it's heavy. On days like this. Is it always heavy? Harry said. Most days it's manageable, Sirius said. Some days, birthdays, Hogwarts letters, the days when I look at you and see James, some days it's not. I look like Dad? Harry said. You look exactly like Dad, Sirius said. Except the eyes. Mum's eyes, Harry said. Lily's eyes, Sirius confirmed. In James's face. Which is, it's lovely and it's terrible. That's a weird combination, Harry said. Get used to it, Sirius said. Lovely and terrible is the family motto. Harry hugged Sirius. In the kitchen, with the kettle and the letter and the tears. The hugging was the thing that Sirius had not known he needed until Harry did it. Because Sirius was not a person who asked for hugs, and Harry was a person who gave them without being asked. We should go to Diagon Alley, Harry said. We should, Sirius said. Get your coat. Can we take the motorcycle? Absolutely, Moony says the motorcycle isn't appropriate for. Moony is not here, Sirius said. Get your coat, the sorting Gryffindor. The hat shouted. Harry jogged to the table. The table cheered. Sirius, who was not in the Great Hall but who was in the Hogsmeade cottage listening to the wireless that he'd illegally charmed to pick up Hogwarts' internal announcements, punched the air. Gryffindor, Sirius shouted. To the empty kitchen. To Remus, who was sitting at the table grading essays. I heard, Remus said. The wireless. And you. Both were loud. He's in Gryffindor, Sirius said. James's house. Our house. I know, Remus said. I'm pleased. Can you stop shouting? I cannot stop shouting, Sirius said. My godson is a Gryffindor. Shouting is the appropriate response. The appropriate response is shouting. Sirius shouted. Remus closed his eyes, opened them. I'll make tea. Make celebratory tea, Sirius said. All tea is celebratory tea when you shout over it, Remus said. Year 1. Sirius and McGonagall sent Sirius a letter in the second week of term. Mr. Black. Your godson attempted to fly a broom during his first lesson without instruction, engaged in an unauthorized aerial pursuit of another student's property, and was subsequently recruited to the Gryffindor Quidditch team as the youngest seeker in a century. I am unsure whether to commend his talent or detain you for producing a child with such reckless disregard for school rules. M. McGonagall Sirius framed the letter. He hung it in the kitchen beside a photograph of James on the Gryffindor Quidditch team, 1977. You framed a disciplinary letter, Remus said. I framed a commendation, Sirius said. She said youngest seeker in a century. That's a compliment. She also said reckless disregard for school rules, Remus said. Also a compliment, Sirius said. In our family, your family's concept of compliments is functional, Sirius said, and Harry specific. The problem of Sirius Black as a parent, was the problem of a person who was simultaneously the best and worst possible guardian for Harry Potter. Best? Sirius loved Harry without conditions. Without measurement, without comparison, without the evaluation that other guardians might have applied. Sirius looked at Harry and saw James's son, and the seeing was love. And the love was total. Worst, Sirius was still, at 31, the person he'd been at 21, reckless, impulsive, prone to solving problems through confrontation, carrying the Black family damage that he'd never addressed and that expressed itself through bravado and the occasional drinking binge. "You were drunk when Harry called on the flu," Remus said. "October, first year." "I wasn't drunk," Sirius said. "You told Harry that Snape was a greasy, bat-faced, overcooked piece of—" "That's not drunk," Sirius said. "That's accurate. That's you, intoxicated, telling an 11-year-old to disrespect a teacher," Remus said. "A teacher who is consistently cruel to students," Sirius said. Snape is Harry's potions professor," Remus said. "And Harry repeated your assessment in class." "What happened?" 50 points from Gryffindor," Remus said. "And a detention." "For quoting me," Sirius said. "For calling his professor a greasy, bat-faced, overcooked piece of—" "Sirius, I'm not going to repeat the rest. The point is, Harry trusts you. Harry repeats what you say. And what you say, when you've been drinking, is not appropriate for an 11-year-old. "I'll talk to Snape myself," Sirius said. "You will not talk to Snape," Remus said. "You will stop drinking on school nights. You will moderate your commentary about Harry's teachers. You will remember that you are not James Potter's schoolmate anymore. You are Harry Potter's guardian, and the guardian's job is to support the child's school relationships, not sabotage them." "Snape sabotages them himself," Sirius said. "That is Snape's problem," Remus said. "Yours is the drinking." Sirius was quiet. The quiet was the Black quiet, not reflective, charged, the charge of a man who had been told something true and who was processing whether to accept the truth or fight it. "I drink because James is dead," Sirius said. "I know why you drink," Remus said. "And the why doesn't change the what. The what is, you are drunk, and your godson is calling on the flu, and you are not fit to talk to him." "I'm always fit to talk to Harry," Sirius said. "You're always willing to talk to Harry," Remus said. "Willing and fit are different things." The distinction landed. Sirius heard it. The hearing was the beginning of, not a transformation. Sirius Black did not transform. Sirius Black adjusted, grudgingly, with resistance and complaint, in the direction of the truth that other people told him. He drank less. Not zero. Sirius was not the kind of person who did zero. But less. And the less was the adjustment. The adjustment was what Remus's presence made possible. Year 1 through 3, what Harry became Harry Potter raised by Sirius Black was confident, recklessly confident. The confidence of a child who had been told from 15 months onward that he was brilliant and loved and capable, and that the world was full of adventures and that adventures were the point of living. The confidence was Harry's defining quality and Harry's defining liability. Because the confidence produced a child who took risks. The broom, the troll, the Philosopher's Stone confrontation, without the risk assessment that a more cautious upbringing would have installed. Your godson faced a 3-headed dog, a devil's snare, a giant chess set, and Lord Voldemort's possessed professor in the same evening, McGonagall wrote. After first year. "I hold you personally responsible for the risk assessment deficiency that produced this behaviour." "She's blaming me," Sirius told Remus. "She's correct to blame you," Remus said. "I didn't tell Harry to face Voldemort," Sirius said. "You told Harry that problems are best solved through direct action," Remus said. "You told him that asking permission is slower than asking forgiveness. You told him that James wouldn't have waited for a teacher. You told him, Sirius. You told him everything that a parent should not tell a child, and the child acted accordingly." "James wouldn't have waited for a teacher," Sirius said. "James is dead," Remus said. Partly because James didn't wait. The sentence landed hard. The kind of hard that produced silence, and the silence produced thought, and the thought produced, not change, acknowledgement. The acknowledgement that the marauder values that Sirius had passed to Harry were the same values that had, in part, contributed to James and Lily standing in a house without help rather than running when they had the chance. I need to teach him differently, Sirius said. You need to teach him that bravery without caution is recklessness, Remus said, and recklessness gets people killed. How do I teach that without teaching him to be afraid? Sirius said. You teach him to be smart, Remus said. Not afraid. Smart, the difference is, fear says don't go. Smart says go, but go with a plan. I've never had a plan in my life, Sirius said. I know, Remus said. That's why Harry needs both of us. The summers Harry came home every summer. To the Hogsmeade cottage. To Sirius and Remus and the garden and the motorcycle and the chaotic, warm, completely inappropriate by any standard household that was the only home Harry had ever known. The summers were loud. Sirius was loud. The cottage was loud. The motorcycle was loud. The music was loud. The cooking produced sounds that were not traditionally associated with cooking. That's not how you make eggs, Harry said. At 13, watching Sirius in the kitchen. There are many ways to make eggs, Sirius said. None of them involve that much smoke, Harry said. Smoke is a seasoning, Sirius said. Smoke is a fire hazard, Remus said. From the table, not looking up from his book. You're both critics, Sirius said. Neither of you appreciates my culinary vision. Your culinary vision is charcoal, Harry said. Charcoal is a legitimate cooking method, Sirius said. Not for eggs, Harry said. Especially not for eggs, Remus said. The summers were all so quiet. Late at night, after Harry was in bed, Sirius sat in the garden and looked at the stars. The stars were the Black family's obsession, the naming convention, the Sirius star, the dog star, the celestial inheritance that the family had claimed and that Sirius carried in his name. You're in the garden again, Remus said. Finding Sirius at midnight. June, Harry's third-year summer. Looking at the stars, Sirius said. Looking at one star, Remus said, sitting beside him. My star, Sirius said, the brightest star in the sky. My mother named me after it because the Blacks named children after stars. She said it was because stars were permanent, unchanging, fixed in the sky. And, Remus said, and stars die, Sirius said. My mother didn't know that. Or she did know, and she didn't care. Stars die. They burn and they burn and they burn and then they're gone. That's uncharacteristically philosophical for you, Remus said. James was my star, Sirius said. And James is gone. James has been gone for 12 years, Remus said. 12 years and the gone doesn't, Remus. I thought it would fade. 12 years. The grief should fade. Everyone says grief fades. Everyone is wrong, Remus said. Everyone is wrong, Sirius agreed. The grief doesn't fade. The grief lives in the garden and looks at stars and thinks about the person who named a boy after a dying light. Your mother didn't know stars died, Remus said. My mother knew everything about suffering and nothing about dying, Sirius said, which is the Black family in a sentence. They sat in the garden, 2 men in their 30s, the co-parents of a child who was upstairs sleeping, the grief and the stars and the night. He's turning out all right, Remus said. He's turning out like James, Sirius said. He's turning out like you, Remus said. God help us all, Sirius said. God help us all, Remus agreed. Let us know what you'd like to see next. Year 4. The Triwizard Tournament Harry's name came out of the goblet, and Sirius received the owl at 11 p.m. and was on the motorcycle by 11:03. You can't just fly to Hogwarts, Remus said. Via mirror, the two-way mirror that Sirius and James had used as students and that Sirius now carried everywhere. Watch me, Sirius said. the wind roaring. The school has wards against... I know the wards, Sirius said. I spent 7 years learning their blind spots. Sirius, McGonagall will understand, Sirius said. My godson has been entered in a death tournament against his will. The appropriate parental response is to show up. Sirius landed the motorcycle in the Hogwarts courtyard at 11:47. McGonagall was waiting. She had heard the engine. The engine that was not designed for stealth, and that was in fact designed for the opposite of stealth. Mr. Black, McGonagall said, you cannot land a motorcycle in the... Who entered Harry in the tournament? Sirius said. We don't know, McGonagall said. Who was supposed to prevent unauthorized entries? Sirius said. The Goblet's age line failed, Sirius said. The school's security measures failed, and my godson is now obligated to compete in a tournament that has historically killed participants. The historical fatality rate is higher than 0, Sirius said, which is the only number I care about. He went to Harry, in the Gryffindor common room, at midnight. Harry was sitting on the couch with Ron and Hermione and Neville, and the sitting had the quality of people who were processing bad news in the way that teenagers process bad news. Badly. Padfoot, Harry said. And the name that Harry used instead of Dad, the name that carried 15 years of the Sirius-Harry relationship, produced the thing that the name always produced, the recognition that the person who was supposed to be there was there. I'm here, Sirius said. I didn't put my name in, Harry said. I know, Sirius said. Nobody believes me, Harry said. I believe you, Sirius said. Ron believes you. He looked at Ron. Ron looked at the floor. Ron? I believe him, Ron said. To the floor. Look at him when you say it, Sirius said. Ron looked at Harry. I believe you. Good, Sirius said. Now, the tournament. We need to figure out who entered Harry and why. The why is obvious, Hermione said. Someone wants Harry in the tournament. The tournament is dangerous. Someone wants Harry in danger. The why is obvious, Sirius agreed. The who is the problem. Moody, Harry said. Moody is wrong, Harry said. I've been watching him. He drinks from a flask every hour. He's jumpy around Dumbledore. He called me boy twice, and then corrected himself. Sirius looked at Harry. At the observation, the detailed, specific, trained by a marauder observation of someone who had learned to watch people because his godfather had taught him that watching was survival. You've been watching Moody, Sirius said. You taught me to watch, Harry said. I taught you to watch for threats, Sirius said. Moody is a threat, Harry said. I don't know what kind yet. But something about him is off. Sirius went to Dumbledore. The conversation was the conversation of a parent whose instincts were overriding his deference. Harry says Moody is wrong, Sirius said. Alistair is an old friend, Dumbledore said. Harry has been watching him for 3 weeks, Sirius said. The flask. The behaviour around you. The word choice. Dumbledore, I trust Harry's instincts. Harry's instincts are James's instincts. James could spot a lie across a room. Harry is not James, Dumbledore said. Harry is James raised by me, Sirius said, which means Harry's instincts are James's instincts with my paranoia. If Harry says something's wrong with Moody, something is wrong with Moody. Dumbledore investigated. The investigation, which in this timeline happened before the third task rather than after, revealed Barty Crouch Jr. under the polyjuice. The imposter was captured. The portkey was identified. The cup was secured. The graveyard did not happen. Voldemort's return was delayed. Harry did not see the graveyard, did not see the ritual, did not carry the graveyard. You saved him, Remus said, to Sirius. After, in the cottage. Harry saved himself, Sirius said. Harry noticed Moody was wrong. I just listened. You listened, Remus said. Which is, Sirius, Listening is not your primary skill. I listen to Harry, Sirius said. You listen to Harry, Remus confirmed, which is, after 15 years, the only listening that matters. Year 5. The War Begins Voldemort returned in the summer before Harry's 5th year. A different mechanism, a different servant, a different ritual, the inevitable return that the Horcrux is guaranteed regardless of whether the graveyard happened. The Ministry denied it. Fudge denied it. The Prophet denied it. The institutional response was the same. Denial, fear, the political cowardice that preferred comfortable lies to uncomfortable truths. Umbridge came to Hogwarts. She's torturing students, Harry wrote. In October. Via the mirror. Torturing how? Sirius said. A quill that cuts the words into your hand, Harry said. He held up his hand. The back was scarred, I must not tell lies. Sirius stared at the hand. At the scarred hand of his godson. The scars produced by a teacher. In a school. Remus, Sirius said, without looking away from the mirror. Get my jacket. You're not going to Hogwarts to assault a ministry official, Remus said. I'm going to Hogwarts to remove my godson from a school that is allowing a teacher to use dark artifacts on children, Sirius said. If you remove Harry, the ministry wins, Remus said. They want him discredited. They want him silenced. Removing him from school is exactly what they want. They're cutting his hand, Sirius said. I know, Remus said, and the response needs to be strategic, not explosive. I don't do strategic, Sirius said. Then let me, Remus said. Let me handle this. I'll contact the Wizengamot. I'll contact Amelia Bones. I'll build a case. While Harry's hand bleeds, Sirius said. While Harry's hand heals, Remus said. And while the case is built. And while Umbridge is exposed through legal channels rather than through a motorcycle-riding wizard punching her in the face. The punching would be satisfying, Sirius said. The punching would put you in Azkaban and Harry in Petunia Dursley's house, Remus said. The sentence landed. The sentence always landed, the Dursley threat, the reminder that Sirius's freedom was Harry's safety, and that the freedom required the exhausting, unserious discipline of not punching people who deserved punching. Legal channels, Sirius said. Legal channels, Remus confirmed. Remus built the case. Remus, who was methodical and patient and who operated at the speed of law rather than the speed of rage, documented the blood quill. Contacted Bones. Filed with the Wizengamot. The process took 3 months. The process was effective. Umbridge was recalled in February, not because the truth about Voldemort was acknowledged, but because the blood quill was a dark artifact and using it on students was a prosecutable offence regardless of politics. He's gone, Harry told Sirius, via mirror. February. Good, Sirius said. Mooney's legal thing worked, Harry said. Mooney's legal thing always works, Sirius said. Mooney is the responsible one. You're the motorcycle one, Harry said. I'm the motorcycle one, Sirius confirmed, and the motorcycle one's job is to want to punch people while the responsible one files paperwork. That's actually a good division of labour, Harry said. I've had 15 years to figure it out, Sirius said. The Darth Adar formed in Harry's 5th year, not as a response to Umbridge, but as a response to the war. Voldemort was back. The Death Eaters were active. The school needed preparation. Harry led it. Harry was the leader. The confident, Sirius raised, grew up with Marauder Story's leader, whose response to danger was to organise the people around him and point them at the problem. You're very good at this, Hermione said. After a session. Padfoot taught me, Harry said. Sirius taught you to lead a defence group? Hermione said. Sirius taught me that if something needs doing, you either do it yourself or find people who can do it better and let them, Harry said. The finding is the leadership. That's actually sound management theory, Hermione said. Don't tell Padfoot, Harry said. He'll be insufferable. The Horcrux hunt, years 6 and 7 the Horcrux hunt happened. Dumbledore identified the Horcruxes in 6th year. Dumbledore died, the Tower, Snape, the Fall. The mechanism was the same. But the hunt was different, because Harry's support structure was different. In the other timeline, Harry had gone hunting with Ron and Hermione, 3 teenagers, alone, in a tent. In this timeline, Harry went hunting with Ron and Hermione A&D with Sirius and Remus. "You're not going alone," Sirius said when Harry announced the plan. Dumbledore said, "Dumbledore is dead," Sirius said. And Dumbledore's plan involved 3 teenagers hunting dark artifacts without adult supervision. I have opinions about Dumbledore's plan. "Strong opinions?" Remus said. "Opinions that include profanity," Sirius said. "The hunt requires secrecy," Harry said. A large group is 5 people, Sirius said. 5 people in a tent, 3 of whom are experienced Order members. 2 of whom are experienced Order members, Remus corrected. 1 of whom is an experienced Order member, and 1 of whom is an experienced Chaos producer. "Chaos is a combat asset," Sirius said. "Chaos is what happens when you don't have a plan," Remus said. "I never have a plan," Sirius said. "And I'm still alive." "By margin," Remus said. "The hunt, 5 people, not 3, was faster. Sirius's recklessness produced unexpected results. The infiltration of Gringotts succeeded because the plan was so reckless that Gringotts security couldn't predict it. Nobody would break into Gringotts on a dragon, the Goblin said. After, when the story got out, Sirius Black would, Remus said. And Sirius Black did. "You helped," Sirius said. "I helped reluctantly," Remus said. "The reluctance is important for the historical record. The Battle of Hogwarts happened in May of Harry's 7th year. The same battle, the same siege, the same forces. Different dynamic. Because Sirius was there. Sirius fought in the Battle of Hogwarts the way Sirius did everything, at maximum volume, with maximum risk, with the completely unstrategic, entirely instinctive, throw yourself at the problem methodology that had kept him alive for 37 years through a combination of talent, luck, and the universe's apparent reluctance to kill someone so entertaining. "Padfoot, behind you," Harry shouted. In the corridor, Sirius spun. The curse that had been aimed at his back hit his shield charm instead. The shield charm held, barely, the edges sparking. "Thanks," Sirius said. Grinning. Because Sirius grinned during combat the way other people grimaced, and the grinning was simultaneously infuriating and infectious. "Stop grinning and start shielding," Harry shouted. "I can do both," Sirius shouted back. They fought together. Father and son, not biologically, but in every way that mattered. The combat was coordinated without coordination. Harry moved left, Sirius moved right. The instinctive awareness of each other's position that came from 15 years of living in the same house and knowing each other's patterns. Bellatrix found Sirius in the Great Hall. "Cousin," Bellatrix said. "Sing song, the dueling stance, the mad eyes." "Bella," Sirius said. "You look terrible. You look old," Bellatrix said. "I look 37, Sirius said. "You look like Azkaban." "Azkaban was temporary," Bellatrix said. "So am I," Sirius said. And the duel began. The duel was vicious black family magic, deployed by both sides. The specific, ancient, dark adjacent combat magic that the Blacks had developed over centuries and that both Sirius and Bellatrix knew from different sides of the family divide. Harry watched. Wanted to intervene. Couldn't, because the duel was between 2 Blacks and the magic was keyed to bloodline, and an outsider's interference could trigger defensive wards that neither dueler was consciously controlling. Remus held Harry back. "Let him," Remus said. "She'll kill him," Harry said. "She'll try," Remus said. "Sirius has been practicing for this, every night, in the garden, for 16 years. "He's been practicing," Harry said. Since the night he took you home, Remus said. He knew Bellatrix would come eventually. He's been ready. Sirius duelled Bellatrix for 4 minutes. 4 minutes of the most intense magical combat the Great Hall had seen. Curses. Counter-curses. The specific Black family combat spells that nobody outside the family had ever seen deployed. Sirius won. Not through superior power. Bellatrix was arguably more powerful, the madness giving her a raw edge that sanity couldn't match. Through the thing that 16 years of parenthood had given him, the unwillingness to die. The refusal to leave Harry without a guardian. Sirius's stunning spell hit Bellatrix in the chest. She flew backward, hit the wall, and fell unconscious. I've been waiting 16 years to do that, Sirius said. To the unconscious Bellatrix, to the Great Hall, to nobody in particular. Padfoot, Harry said. Yeah? You're bleeding. Sirius looked at his arm. A curse had caught his forearm, a deep cut, bleeding freely. He hadn't noticed. Yes, that's blood, Sirius said. That's fine. Blood is cosmetic. Blood is not cosmetic, Remus said. Blood is a sign that you're alive, Sirius said. And I'm alive. Which means Bellatrix lost. Harry duelled Voldemort, the Elder Wand, the Expelliarmus, the rebounding curse. Voldemort fell. The war was over. After Sirius stood in the Great Hall and looked at Harry standing over Voldemort's body and he felt what he had felt at 2 in the morning in 1981 when Harry had stopped crying and fallen asleep, the feeling that was too large for vocabulary. The feeling of, this child is alive, and I did not fail him. Harry turned, looked at Sirius across the Great Hall, across the rubble and the bodies and the wreckage. Harry crossed the hall, walked to Sirius, stood in front of him. We did it, Harry said. You did it, Sirius said. We did it, Harry repeated. You and me and Moony. We did it. And Ron and Hermione, Sirius said. And about 400 other people. You and me, Harry said. That's what I mean. Sirius looked at his godson. At James's son, at the boy he'd been given at 15 months and who was now 17 and who had just killed the person who'd killed his parents. Your dad would be proud, Sirius said. My dad's not here, Harry said. No, Sirius said. He's not. You are, Harry said. I am, Sirius said. That's enough, Harry said. Sirius put his arms around Harry. In the Great Hall, in front of everyone. The holding was not awkward. The holding was 15 years of 2 in the morning crying and engine block climbing and burnt eggs and motorcycle rides and bedtime stories that were mostly inappropriate and the messy, chaotic, completely unprofessional love that Sirius Black had given the child James Potter had entrusted to him. The holding was the victory. Not the duel. Not Voldemort. The holding. 20 years later, Sirius Black at 57 was Sirius Black. Older, greyer, the motorcycle slower, still in the cottage in Hogsmeade, still with Remus. Harry came for dinner every Sunday. With Ginny. With the children, James, Albus, Lily, Padfoot. James Sirius Potter shouted, running through the cottage door. 8 years old. Named for his grandfather and his great-godfather. The same energy, the same chaos, the same running into things at speed that defined both namesakes. Careful of the engine block, Sirius said. Because there was still an engine block in the living room. The engine block had been in the living room for 26 years. The engine block was furniture at this point. He'll climb it, Harry said. He always climbs it, Sirius said. Just like his father, Remus said. From the kitchen. Making tea. The tea was always Remus's department because Sirius's relationship with hot beverages had not improved in 26 years. Sunday dinner at the Hogsmeade cottage was loud. Sirius was loud. The children were loud. The motorcycle was loud. You're going to damage their hearing, Remus said. I'm building their character, Sirius said. Character doesn't require decibels, Remus said. All the best character requires decibels, Sirius said. At the table, with the food that Remus had cooked, Sirius sat at the head and looked at the table. At Harry and Ginny. At James and Albus and Lily. At Remus, who was cutting Lily's food because Lily was 3 and was currently using her fork as a drumstick rather than an eating utensil. You're staring, Harry said. I'm looking, Sirius said. At what? At this, Sirius said. All of this. The table, the food, the noise. The noise is mostly James, Harry said. The noise is the point, Sirius said. The noise is, this is what I wanted. When I took you home, when you were 15 months old and crying and I didn't know how to hold you, this is what I wanted. A loud kitchen? Harry said. A full table, Sirius said. James wanted this. James talked about it, the Sunday dinners, the kids, the house. He wanted it, and he didn't get it. And I got it. For him. For him, Harry said. For him and for you and for Moony. Stop looking at me like that. I'm not looking at you like anything, Remus said. You're looking at me like I'm being emotional, Sirius said. You are being emotional, Remus said. I'm being factual, Sirius said. Factually, this table is full. Factually, James wanted this. Factually, I am proud. Of the table. Of the table, Remus said. Of the table and the people at it, and the fact that I didn't drop the baby, Sirius said. You dropped him twice, Remus said. He bounced, Sirius said. I did not bounce, Harry said. Babies don't bounce. You bounced, Sirius said. Remus caught you both times, but the initial impact involved bouncing. That's concerning information to learn at 37, Harry said. You turned out fine, Sirius said. I turned out despite you, Harry said. Despite is a strong word, Sirius said. Despite is the accurate word, Remus said. You're both against me, Sirius said. We're both alive, Harry said. Which is, given everything, your doing. Not just mine, Sirius said. Mostly yours, Harry said. Moony helped, Sirius said. Moony did the actual parenting, Remus said. Moony did the responsible parenting, Sirius said. I did the essential parenting. What's essential parenting? Harry said. Motorcycles, Sirius said. Burnt eggs, inappropriate bedtime stories, the things that make a childhood worth having, the things that make a childhood chaotic, Remus said. Same thing, Sirius said. Not remotely the same thing, Remus said. In this house, Sirius said. They're the same thing. The table was loud, the children were laughing, the engine block was in the living room, the motorcycle was in the garden. The cottage was small and messy and full of people and noise, and the particular irreplaceable quality of a home that had been built by a 21-year-old on a motorcycle who had been given a baby and told to figure it out. He'd figured it out. Badly, at first. Better, over time. With help, Remus's help, Harry's help, the help of a child who had taught his godfather how to be a parent by the simple mechanism of needing one. The table was full. The noise was the point. James would have loved it. Let us know what you'd like to see next. Expanded Scenes, November 1981. Pettigrew's trial Pettigrew was captured 3 days after Sirius's meeting with Dumbledore. The capture was anticlimactic. Moody found him in a muggle sewer in Manchester, in rat form, trying to reach the coast. Moody stunned the rat. The rat became Peter. Peter went to trial. The trial was in December. The Wizengamot. Full session. Sirius attended because Sirius needed to look at the man who had betrayed James and Lily, and because Sirius needed to not kill him, and both of those things required the same room. Peter Pettigrew, Crouch said, you stand accused of serving as a spy for the Dark Lord known as Voldemort, of betraying the location of James and Lily Potter in your capacity as their secret keeper, and of accessory to murder. Peter, small, sweating, the same Peter who had followed James and Sirius through 7 years of school, looked at Sirius. The looking carried the plea, "Help me, protect me, do the thing you always did." Sirius looked back. The looking carried, "No, I didn't have a choice," Peter said, to the whizzing Gamot. "He threatened me. He said he'd kill me if I didn't." "You had a choice," Sirius said. From the gallery, not shouting, speaking, the not shouting was harder than the shouting. The not shouting required the teeth grinding, "I am not going to lose Harry over this discipline that Dumbledore's words had installed. You could have told us. You could have told Dumbledore. You could have gone into hiding. You chose to sell James and Lily because you were afraid to die. You don't know what he was like," Peter started. "I know exactly what he was like," Sirius said. "I fought him. James fought him. Lily fought him. We fought him, and you hid behind us, and you sold us to him." "Mr. Black," Crouch said, "the gallery will remain silent. The gallery will say what it needs to say," Sirius said. But he stopped, because the anger was rising, and the rising was the thing that led to motorcycles over motorways and murder in streets, and the loss of the child who was currently asleep in a cottage in Hogsmeade with a werewolf babysitter. Peter received life in Azkaban. Peter was taken away. Sirius watched him go and felt, not satisfaction, the absence where satisfaction should have been. The absence said, "This doesn't bring them back. This doesn't fix it. This is justice, and justice is not the same as repair." He went home. Harry was asleep. Remus was reading. "It's done," Sirius said. "How do you feel?" Remus said. "Empty," Sirius said. "That sounds right," Remus said. "I thought I'd feel, I don't know, something." "You feel empty because justice doesn't fill the hole," Remus said. "Justice prevents the hole from getting bigger. It doesn't close it." "That's depressing," Sirius said. "That's accurate," Remus said. "Tea?" "Fire whiskey," Sirius said. "Tea," Remus said, and made tea. And the tea was the thing that Sirius drank instead of fire whiskey, and the drinking instead was the discipline, and the discipline was new. 1982, 1984, the terrible years were not terrible because they were bad. They were terrible because Sirius was terrible at them. Harry's second birthday was the first disaster. Sirius planned a party. The planning was Sirius grade, ambitious, chaotic, involving a motorcycle, 3 cases of butterbeer, and an invitation list that included every surviving Order member. "You invited Hagrid," Remus said, reading the list. "Harry likes Hagrid," Sirius said. "Hagrid will bring a creature," Remus said. "Hagrid won't bring a creature to a 2-year-old's birthday party," Sirius said. Hagrid brought a Niffler. The Niffler ate 3 of Lily's earrings, excavated the garden, and attempted to burrow under the cottage's foundation before Hagrid recaptured it. "I told you," Remus said, standing in the excavated garden, holding Harry, who was laughing because the Niffler's digging had been the most entertaining thing Harry had ever witnessed. "He's laughing," Sirius said. "The party is a success. The garden is destroyed," Remus said. "The garden will recover," Sirius said. "The earrings won't," Remus said. The earrings were recovered from the Niffler's pouch. Bent, chewed, Sirius held them in his palm and looked at them, and the looking was grief compressed into 2 small pieces of jewellery that had been Lily's and that were now damaged. "I'll fix them," Remus said, gently with his wand. "Reparo," the earrings straightened. "They're not the same," Sirius said. "No," Remus said, "they're not." Harry turned 3, then 4, then 5. Each year produced new evidence that Sirius was learning parenthood through the trial and error method, heavy on the error, light on the trial. At 3, Harry performed his first accidental magic, turning Sirius's leather jacket pink during a tantrum about bedtime. Sirius wore the pink jacket for a week because taking it off felt like punishing Harry for being magical. "You look ridiculous," Remus said. "I look supportive," Sirius said. "I'm supporting my godson's magical development. You're wearing a pink leather jacket to the shops. I'm normalizing accidental magic through parental acceptance." "You read that in a book," Remus said. "I read 3 books," Sirius said. "One of them was relevant." At 4, Harry broke his arm falling off the motorcycle. The motorcycle was parked. The motorcycle was on the ground. Harry had climbed onto the seat, stood up, and attempted to jump from the seat to Sirius's arms. Sirius missed the catch. "You missed?" Remus said. "At St. Mungo's." Where Skell Grow was fixing Harry's arm while Harry ate chocolate and appeared unbothered. "He jumped at an unexpected angle," Sirius said. "The expected angle was toward your arms," Remus said. "He went left," Sirius said. "Babies don't go left," Remus said. "Babies go toward the person catching them." "Harry goes left," Sirius said. "Harry always goes left. It's a family trait." "James went left," Remus said. "James went left," Sirius confirmed. On the Quidditch pitch. On the battlefield. James's instinct was always to go left when the logical move was straight ahead, and you forgot this when catching his son, Remus said. "I remembered it approximately 1 second after the catch failed," Sirius said. 1 second late," Remus said. 1 second late and 1 broken arm," Sirius said. "Which is not ideal." "Not ideal is the theme of your parenting," Remus said. "Not ideal but ongoing," Sirius said. "The ongoing is the point." At 5, the roof climbing incident. At 6, the first time Harry asked about Hogwarts. At 7, the motorcycle ride. Sirius let Harry sit in front of him on the grounded motorcycle and started the engine, and Harry felt the vibration through the seat and grinned, and the grin was the thing that made every disaster, every broken arm, every chewed earring, every excavated garden worth the chaos. "You're going to teach him to fly that thing," Remus said. From the window. "Not until he's 11, Sirius said. "You'll teach him at 9, Remus said. "I might teach him at 9, Sirius said. "You'll teach him at 9 and he'll crash into something and I'll be at St. Mungo's again," Remus said. "The crashing is part of the learning," Sirius said. "The crashing is part of the terror," Remus said. 1985, the conversation about the Blacks Harry found the tapestry at 5. The tapestry, the Black family tree, which Sirius had taken from Grimmauld Place after his mother's death, not because he wanted it, but because the tapestry contained information that Harry might someday need, was stored in the attic. Harry found it during one of his exploratory climbs. "Padfoot," Harry said. From the attic. "There's people on this blanket." Sirius went to the attic, looked at the tapestry, looked at the burn mark where his own name had been. "That's my family," Sirius said. "Where are you?" Harry said. "There," Sirius pointed to the burn. "That's me. That's a hole," Harry said. "My mother burned me off the family tree," Sirius said. "Because I disagreed with the family's beliefs." "What beliefs?" "My family believed that some wizards were better than other wizards because of their blood," Sirius said. "They believed that wizards from old magical families were superior to wizards from Muggle families." "That's stupid," Harry said. "Yes," Sirius said, "it's stupid." "Is my mum from a Muggle family?" Harry said. "Your mum was Muggle-born," Sirius said. "Born to Muggles, and she was the smartest witch of her generation. And your family wouldn't have liked her," Harry said. "My family would have despised her," Sirius said. My family would have used a word for your mum that I'm not going to teach you." "What word?" "A bad one," Sirius said. "The kind of word that people use when they want to make someone feel less than human." "What did you do about it?" Harry said. "I left," Sirius said, "when I was 16. I went to live with your dad." "You lived with Dad?" Harry said. "Your grandparents took me in," Sirius said. Fleamont and Euphemia Potter. They treated me like a second son. They gave me a home when my own family wouldn't. Like you gave me a home, Harry said. Sirius looked at Harry, at the 5-year-old who had just drawn a line between the Potters taking in Sirius and Sirius taking in Harry, a line that Sirius had not drawn himself, and that was, now that Harry drew it, the truest thing anyone had said in the cottage. Yeah, Sirius said. Like that. So we're the same, Harry said. We're similar, Sirius said. Both without parents, Harry said. Both taken in by someone else. Both loved, Sirius said. The Potters loved me. I love you. The details are different. The loving is the same. Are you going to burn me off a blanket? Harry said. I am never going to burn you off anything, Sirius said. Good, Harry said. The blanket hole looks cold. Sirius rolled up the tapestry, put it back in the attic, went downstairs, made Harry dinner. He found the tapestry, Sirius told Remus that evening. How did he take it? He called blood purity stupid and asked if I was going to burn him off a blanket, Sirius said. He's 5, Remus said. He's James's son, Sirius said. James would have said the same thing, except James would have said something funnier. Harry's funnier than James, Remus said. Nobody is funnier than James, Sirius said. Harry is, Remus said. Harry has James's timing and your delivery. The combination is terrifying. Good terrifying or bad terrifying, Sirius said. The kind where you laugh and then realise a 5-year-old has just made a better joke than you, Remus said. Harry at 9, the Muggle primary Sirius sent Harry to Muggle primary school. The decision was Remus's recommendation and Sirius's reluctant acceptance. He needs to know the non-magical world, Remus said. He's a wizard, Sirius said. He's a wizard who lives in a wizarding village with 2 wizards, Remus said. His social circle is entirely magical. He needs to understand Muggles. Why? Because his mother was Muggle-born, Remus said. Because half the wizarding world has Muggle connections. Because a child raised without exposure to the Muggle world is a child raised with the same insularity that your family, your biological family, instilled. The comparison landed. Sirius heard your family, and the hearing was enough. Harry went to the village school in Hogsmeade's nearest Muggle settlement. Harry was not good at Muggle school. Not bad either. Harry was the kind of student who confused teachers by being simultaneously engaging and impossible to contain. He's bright, the teacher told Sirius. At the parent conference. Very bright. His vocabulary is exceptional for his age. He reads a lot, Sirius said, in the Muggle parent voice he'd developed for these occasions. The voice that did not mention wands, broomsticks, or werewolves. He also told a classmate that he could talk to snakes, the teacher said. He has a vivid imagination, Sirius said. He told the classmate in great detail about the specific hissing sounds different snakes make, the teacher said. The detail was very convincing. He watches documentaries, Sirius said, about snakes, nature programs. Mr. Black, the teacher said. Does Harry have a rich fantasy life at home? He has a normal life at home, Sirius said. With his uncle and our pets? The teacher said. A large dog, Sirius said, who is very friendly. Harry told me his dog turns into a man, the teacher said. Sirius went home and had a conversation with Harry about the statute of secrecy that he should have had 3 years earlier. You can't tell Muggles about magic, Sirius said. But it's real, Harry said. It's real, and it's secret, Sirius said. The wizarding world is hidden. We stay hidden because the history of wizards and Muggles isn't good. Because Muggles would be scared, Harry said. Because some Muggles would be scared, and some Muggles would want to use magic, and some Muggles would want to destroy magic, and the whole thing would be messy, like your family, Harry said. Not like my family, Sirius said. My family was different. My family was magical people hating other magical people. Hating is hating, Harry said. The details don't matter. Sirius looked at his 9-year-old godson, who had just articulated the central problem of wizarding muggle relations with the brutal simplicity that only children possessed. Yeah, Sirius said. Hating is hating. I don't tell people about magic. You don't tell people about magic. Even when a snake is trying to tell me something interesting? Especially then, Sirius said. Wait, Harry? Have you been talking to snakes? A grass snake in the school garden, Harry said. Told me about a mouse it ate. You're a Parselmouth, Sirius said. A what? You can talk to snakes. It's a rare ability. Is it good? Harry said. It's complicated, Sirius said. We'll talk to Dumbledore. Is it from the scar? Harry said. Sirius was quiet, because the answer was probably yes, and the probably yes opened a door to a conversation about Horcruxes that Sirius was not prepared to have with a 9-year-old. Maybe, Sirius said. We'll talk to Dumbledore. Year 1. The Philosopher's Stone. Extended Harry's first year at Hogwarts was the year that tested whether Sirius's raising had produced a child who was brave, cautious, and capable of asking for help. The Philosopher's Stone crisis played out with one critical difference, Harry told Sirius. In the other timeline, the timeline where Harry was raised by Dursleys who could not be trusted, who would not help, who were obstacles rather than resources, Harry had gone through the trapdoor without telling any adult, because telling adults had never helped. In this timeline, Harry told Sirius, via the two-way mirror. At 10 p.m. the night before the trapdoor, someone's trying to steal the Philosopher's Stone, Harry said. Snape, or someone is going to go through the trapdoor tonight. Have you told Dumbledore? Sirius said. He's not here. He was called to the ministry. Have you told McGonagall? She told me to stop worrying about things that are being guarded. Then stay in your dormitory, Sirius said. I'm coming. Padfoot, Harry, stay, I'm coming. Sirius arrived at Hogwarts via the motorcycle 30 minutes later. He went through the trapdoor himself, with Remus, who had come along because Remus always came along, and found Quirrell in the mirror room. The confrontation was different. 2 adult wizards against a Voldemort-possessed professor. The outcome was faster, more decisive, and did not involve an 11-year-old burning a man's face off through contact. You went through the trapdoor, Harry said the next morning, in the hospital wing, where Sirius was being treated for a cursed burn from Quirrell's wand. You told me about the problem, Sirius said. I dealt with the problem. I should have gone myself, Harry said. You are 11, Sirius said. I am 31. Adults handle the problem. Children report the problem. Dad would have gone himself, Harry said. Your dad was an adult when he went himself, Sirius said. Your dad was 17 when he started fighting Voldemort. You are 11. You have 6 years of not fighting Voldemort ahead of you, and I intend to make sure you use them. That's the rule, Sirius said. You see danger? You tell me. You don't charge in. You don't play hero. You tell me. And if you're not available? Harry said. I'm always available, Sirius said. I have a mirror. I have a motorcycle. I can be at Hogwarts in 30 minutes from anywhere in Britain. 30 minutes is a long time if someone's trying to kill you, Harry said. Then don't get into situations where someone's trying to kill you, Sirius said. What if the situation finds me? Harry said. Then survive for 30 minutes, Sirius said, and I'll handle the rest. Year 2, the chamber. Sirius and Dobby in, second year. The first sign of trouble was Dobby. The house elf appeared at the Hogsmeade cottage in July, not at Harry's bedroom window, but at the front door. Because Harry lived in a wizarding household, and a wizarding household was where a house elf would naturally appear. Dobby has come to warn Harry Potter, the elf said, standing on the doorstep, ears trembling. Warn him of what? Sirius said, in the doorway. Dobby looked at Sirius, at the tall, dark-haired man who was standing between the elf and Harry with the posture of a person whose response to threats was physical. Terrible things are planned at Hogwarts, Dobby said. Harry Potter must not go. What things? Sirius said. Dobby cannot say. Who plans them? Sirius said. Dobby cannot say. Can you say anything useful? Sirius said. Dobby is bound, the elf said. Dobby's family, Dobby's masters, they are planning. Who are your masters? Sirius said. The Black family had owned house elves. Sirius knew the binding conventions. Sirius knew the families. Dobby cannot... You're wearing a pillowcase with a crest, Sirius said, kneeling, looking at the pillowcase. That crest is... Dobby, is that the Malfoy crest? Dobby's eyes went wide. The elf began hitting himself, the self-punishment that bound elves inflicted when they betrayed their master's secrets. Stop that, Sirius said, grabbing the elf's hands. Stop hitting yourself. The Malfoys, Lucius is planning something? Dobby cannot say. The elf was crying. Dobby came to warn Harry Potter. Terrible things. Sirius went to Dumbledore, before term started, with the information. Lucius Malfoy is planning something at Hogwarts, Sirius said. His elf came to warn Harry. Lucius Malfoy is on the Board of Governors, Dumbledore said. He has access to the school. Then restrict his access, Sirius said. The board has the right. The board's rights don't include planning terrible things against students, Sirius said. Monitor Malfoy. Watch what he brings into the school. If he plants something, Dumbledore monitored. The diary was identified before it reached Ginny Weasley, intercepted by Dumbledore's detection charms, which had been specifically targeted at Malfoy's magical signature after Sirius's warning. The diary was destroyed. The chamber did not open. Ginny was not possessed. The basilisk remained asleep beneath the school. The diary was a Horcrux, Dumbledore told Sirius. After, in the office. A what? Sirius said. A piece of Voldemort's soul, Dumbledore said, stored in an object. Stored in a Dumbledore? How many of these exist? I don't know, Dumbledore said. But the diary's existence implies others. Others, Sirius said. There are pieces of Voldemort's soul scattered across, and Harry's scar is potentially one of them, Dumbledore said. Sirius sat in Dumbledore's office and processed the information that his godson might be carrying a fragment of the person who killed his parents. How do we remove it? Sirius said. I don't know yet, Dumbledore said. Then find out, Sirius said, because if there's a piece of that, of him, inside Harry, I want it gone. The removal I don't care what it costs, Sirius said. I don't care what it requires. Find a way to remove it without killing Harry. That is precisely what I intend to do, Dumbledore said. How long? Sirius said. Years, Dumbledore said. The research is years, Sirius said. Years, Dumbledore confirmed, and in those years, Harry must not know. The knowledge would burden him. I know about burdens, Sirius said. I carry them so Harry doesn't have to. That's the job. Year 3, Dementors the Dementors came to Hogwarts in Harry's 3rd year. The reason was different. Not Sirius's escape, but a security response to Death Eater activity that the Ministry used as a pretext for expanding its authority. Harry's response to the Dementors was the response that his raising had produced, he told Sirius, and Sirius came to the school. And Sirius's response to the Dementors was the Sirius response to everything. Loud, confrontational, and effective. You cannot station Dementors at a school, Sirius told Fudge. At the Ministry. In person. With Remus beside him, because Remus was the person who ensured that Sirius's confrontations remained verbal rather than physical. The Ministry has stationed torture creatures at a school full of children, Sirius said. My godson fainted on the train. An 11-year-old in Hufflepuff had a seizure. A third-year Ravenclaw hasn't spoken since September. The security concerns do not justify traumatizing children, Sirius said. Remove the Dementors, or I will organize the parents, all the parents, to remove them. You don't have the authority. I have the authority of a godfather whose child is being harmed by your policy, Sirius said. And I have the connections, the Potters connections, the Longbottoms connections, the Weasleys, the Bones, every family that fought in the war and whose children are now being tortured by the creatures you stationed at their school. Mr. Black, remove the Dementors, Sirius said, or I bring every parent in the wizarding world to your office. The Dementors were removed in November. Fudge capitulated because Sirius's threat was credible. The parent coalition that Sirius organized included 23 families, 6 Vizsgamot members and Amelia Bones, whose support made the political calculus impossible for Fudge. You organized a political campaign, Remus said. After, in the cottage. Surprised? I organized parents, Sirius said. Parents are scarier than politics. You, Sirius, you did something responsible, Remus said. You solved a problem through institutional channels. Don't sound so shocked, Sirius said. I am shocked, Remus said. I've known you for 22 years and this is the first time you've solved a problem without punching it. I wanted to punch Fudge, Sirius said. I know, Remus said. The not punching is the achievement. Year 4. The tournament extended the Triwizard Tournament confrontation with Crouch Jr. Happened because Harry watched and Sirius listened. The capture itself was dramatic. Crouch Jr., exposed by Dumbledore's investigation, fought in the defense classroom. 3 members of staff and Sirius subdued a man who was, under the Polyjuice, one of Voldemort's most dangerous followers. He had the portkey ready, Dumbledore said. After examining the Triwizard Cup, the cup would have transported whoever touched it to a graveyard in Little Hangleton. For what? Sirius said. For a resurrection ritual, Dumbledore said. Voldemort's return. Using Harry's blood, Sirius said. Using any wizard's blood, Dumbledore said. But preferring Harry's. The prophecy. The connection through the scar, Sirius said. Through the thing in the scar. Yes, Dumbledore said. And the Horcrux research? Sirius said. Progressing, Dumbledore said. Slowly. Not slowly enough for Voldemort, Sirius said. He's trying to come back. He's running out of patience. Voldemort has been patient for 13 years, Dumbledore said. His patience is ending. The Horcruxes guarantee his return eventually. Our task is to destroy the Horcruxes before the return, or to be prepared if the return happens first. Be prepared, Sirius said. That's, Dumbledore, be prepared is not a strategy. Be prepared is what Scoutmasters say. Be prepared is what wise people say, Dumbledore said. Before battles. Year 5. Voldemort returns. Voldemort returned in the summer before Harry's 5th year. A different mechanism, Nagini's venom, a willing servant, a ritual in Albania. The Horcruxes guaranteed the return. The timing was altered, but the outcome was not. The Ministry's denial was the same. Fudge's cowardice was the same. But the political response was different. Because Sirius was different. Sirius Black at 35 was not the isolated, damaged, Azkaban-ravaged Sirius of the other timeline. Sirius at 35 was connected. 15 years of raising Harry in the wizarding world had produced relationships with parents, with ministry officials, with the Hogwarts staff, with the network that the Potters' name and the Longbottoms' name and the Bones' name could mobilize. Voldemort is back, Sirius told the network. The parent coalition he'd built during the Dementor campaign. The Ministry is lying. We need to prepare. Prepare how? Augusta Longbottom said. At the meeting. in the Hogsmeade cottage. Augusta had been part of Sirius's parent coalition since Neville started at Hogwarts, the grandmother's investment in her grandson's safety overriding her personal opinion of Sirius, which was that he was loud, reckless, and in need of a haircut. The Order of the Phoenix, Sirius said. Dumbledore's organisation. We reactivate it. The Order was Dumbledore's, Augusta said. The Order was everyone's, Sirius said. And everyone needs it now. The Order reactivated, not as a clandestine resistance, as an open coalition. The coalition included the parent network, the Hogwarts staff, the Aurors who believed the truth, and the families who had fought in the First War and who recognised the signs of the Second. This is more organised than the last time, Moody said. At the first meeting. Last time I was 16, Sirius said. This time I'm a parent. Parents are terrifying, Moody said. Parents are motivated, Sirius said. Motivated by something stronger than politics or ideology. What's stronger? Moody said. The absolute refusal to let anyone hurt our children, Sirius said. The Horcrux extraction, the Horcrux in Harry's scar was extracted in Harry's 6th year. Dumbledore's research, 15 years of it, aided by Snape's potions expertise and Lily's pre-death notes on sacrificial magic, produced a method. The method was painful, risky, and the only option. The potion amplifies Lily's protection, Dumbledore said. To Sirius. Before the procedure. The protection overwhelms the fragment. The fragment is expelled. And if the protection isn't strong enough, Sirius said. The protection is love, Dumbledore said. Lily's love, anchored in Harry's blood. The potion amplifies it. And if it kills him, Sirius said. The probability is low, Dumbledore said. Low is not zero, Sirius said. Nothing in magic is zero risk, Dumbledore said. The alternative is leaving the fragment attached. The fragment is a connection to Voldemort. The connection will be exploited. I know, Sirius said. I know that, Dumbledore. I've known for 4 years. I've carried this for 4 years. And now you're asking me to authorise a procedure that might kill the child I've raised since he was 15 months old. I'm asking you to trust the magic that Lily gave her life to create, Dumbledore said. Sirius signed the authorization. His hand shook. The shaking was not fear. The shaking was the physical expression of a decision that no authorization form could adequately contain. The procedure happened in the room of requirement. Snape brewed the potion. Dumbledore supervised. Remus held Sirius's arm because Sirius's instinct to intervene, to grab Harry, to pull him away, to physically insert himself between his godson and the pain, required physical restraint. Harry screamed once. The fragment expelled. The dark, writhing thing was caught and destroyed. Harry lay on the floor, breathing, alive. It's gone, Dumbledore said. Sirius crossed the room, knelt beside Harry, put his hand on Harry's forehead, on the scar, which was, for the first time in 15 years, just a scar. You're okay, Sirius said. That hurt, Harry said. I know, Sirius said. Did it work? It worked, Sirius said. It's gone. Good, Harry said, and passed out, which was, according to Dumbledore, expected and not dangerous, and which produced, in Sirius, a cardiac event that was neither expected nor entirely non-dangerous. He's fine, Remus said, holding Sirius upright. He passed out, Sirius said. He passed out because the procedure is exhausting, Remus said. He's fine. He'd better be fine, Sirius said. Or you're going to sit down and drink water and wait for him to wake up, Remus said, which is what parents do. Parents wait. I hate waiting, Sirius said. I know, Remus said. Wait anyway. Sirius waited. Harry woke up 40 minutes later. The scar was lighter. The connection was gone. How do you feel? Sirius said. Lighter, Harry said. Good lighter or bad lighter? Like something that was always there isn't there anymore, Harry said. I didn't know it was there until it left. That's done then, Sirius said. That's done, Harry confirmed. Sirius hugged him. On the floor of the Room of Requirement, with Remus and Dumbledore and Snape watching, the hugging was not dignified or appropriate or restrained. The hugging was the hugging of a man whose child had just survived something terrible, and whose response to the surviving was the physical, desperate, uncontrollable need to hold the person who had survived. Snape looked away. Dumbledore smiled. Remus handed Sirius a handkerchief, because Sirius was crying into Harry's hair and the crying needed management. "You're getting my hair wet," Harry said. "Deal with it," Sirius said. The battle extended the Battle of Hogwarts. May 2nd. Sirius fought beside Harry for the first 3 hours. The corridor fights, the courtyard engagements, the running and casting that was the reality of castle warfare. Left. Harry shouted. Sirius went left. The curse hit the wall where he'd been standing. Sirius countercast, a blasting hex that took out the Death Eater's shield and a stunner that dropped the Death Eater behind it. "When did you get fast?" Harry said. "I've always been fast," Sirius said. "You've gotten faster," Harry said. "Motivation," Sirius said. Grinning, the Bellatrix duel lasted 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Remus timed it from the side of the Great Hall because Remus's response to combat stress was to become more precise rather than less. 4 minutes 12, Remus said. After, with Bellatrix unconscious on the floor. "New personal best," Sirius said. "Your previous personal best against Bellatrix was 3 minutes 40 in a training exercise," Remus said. "This wasn't training," Sirius said. "No," Remus said. "This was the real thing. The real thing takes longer," Sirius said, "because the real thing has consequences. After the battle the holding in the Great Hall. Harry and Sirius. The war over. And then, the Great Hall. The mourning. The bodies counted. The survivors gathering." Sirius sat at the Gryffindor table, with Harry on one side and Remus on the other, with the Weasleys around them, all the Weasleys, all alive, Fred's broken legs in a splint, George beside him. Molly Weasley put food on the table. Molly Weasley's response to catastrophe was always food, and the food was always the right response, and the rightness of the food was the thing that held people together when everything else was falling apart. "Eat," Molly said. To the table, to everyone. Sirius ate. He ate eggs and toast and sausages, and the eating was the first normal thing in 12 hours, and the normal was necessary. "You're alive," Sirius said. To Harry, beside him, with toast. "You're alive," Harry said. "We're all alive," Remus said. From the other side, with tea. That's a good outcome," Sirius said. "That's the best outcome," Harry said. "Not the best," Sirius said. "The best would be James and Lily at this table. The best is not available. But this is close. This is close," Harry agreed. They ate. The Great Hall. The mourning. The surviving. Remus's words for Sirius 20 years later at a Sunday dinner in the Hogsmeade cottage, with 3 grandchildren climbing on the engine block and Harry arguing with Ginny about whether the children were allowed to sit on the motorcycle. He was the worst possible parent and the only right one. He burned the food and broke the rules and taught a 7-year-old to ride a motorcycle and cried into kettles and drank too much and loved too hard and never, not once in 20 years, let Harry doubt that he was loved. The parenting was terrible. The love was complete. The terrible and the complete were somehow the same thing. "That's going in the memoir," Sirius said. "The memoir is for after you're dead," Remus said. "Then, I'm never dying," Sirius said. "You're going to live forever?" Remus said. "I'm going to live until the memoir is irrelevant," Sirius said. "That's the most serious thing you've ever said," Remus said. "Thank you," Sirius said. "It wasn't a compliment," Remus said. "Everything about me is a compliment," Sirius said. The table was loud. The engine block was climbed. The motorcycle was in the garden. The cottage was small and full, and the fullness was... It was what James had wanted. The Sunday dinners. The kids. The noise. James would have loved it. James would have been at this table. James was not at this table, and the not being was the grief that lived in the garden and looked at stars, and that was. After 20 years, manageable most days, the door was open, the children were laughing, the food was edible, the motorcycle was waiting. Let us know what you'd like to see next. More Scenes 1986. Sirius and Andromeda Sirius reconnected with his cousin Andromeda in 1986. The reconnection was Harry's doing. Not intentional, not strategic. Harry saw a photograph. The photograph was in the attic, in a box of Black family items that Sirius had taken from Grimmauld Place. The photograph showed two girls, teenagers, dark-haired, one with the sharp black features and one with softer lines. Both were laughing. "Who's this?" Harry said. 5 years old, holding the photograph. "That's my cousin Andromeda," Sirius said, "and my cousin Bellatrix. They're laughing together," Harry said. "They used to," Sirius said. "Before everything." "Before what?" "Before the family decided that Andromeda wasn't welcome anymore," Sirius said. "She married a Muggle-born. The family burned her off the tapestry. Like me." "Where is she now?" Harry said. "I don't know," Sirius said. "I haven't spoken to her since I was 17. "Why not?" Harry said. Sirius didn't have a good answer. The honest answer was, because the war had consumed everything, and then James was dead, and Peter was a traitor, and Sirius had a baby, and the having a baby had consumed the years that the war hadn't. The honest answer was also because reaching out to family was something the Blacks didn't do, and Sirius, despite his rebellion, was still a Black. "I should," Sirius said. "Write to her." "Do it now," Harry said. "The 5-year-old's imperative. Do it now, because now was the only time that existed for a 5-year-old. Sirius wrote to Andromeda. The letter was short. "Andy, I have James's son. I'm raising him in Hogsmeade. Remus is here. If you want to meet him, we're home." Sirius, Andromeda came the following weekend, with Ted, her husband, the Muggle-born, the choice that had cost Andromeda her family. With Nymphadora, their daughter, 7 years old, who arrived with pink hair and the ability to change her nose shape at will. "She's a metamorphomagus," Andromeda said, in the cottage. Watching Nymphadora chase Harry around the garden while changing her face to make him laugh. "That's remarkable," Remus said. "It's exhausting," Andromeda said. She turned herself into the teacher during a school play. The teacher was not amused. "I like her already," Sirius said. "You would," Andromeda said. She looked at Sirius, at the cousin she hadn't seen in 9 years. "You look older." "I'm 26, Sirius said. "You look 36, Andromeda said. "Children age you," Sirius said. "Children do age you," Andromeda confirmed. "You're raising him alone?" "With Remus," Sirius said. "With Remus," Andromeda repeated. "The werewolf." "The responsible adult," Sirius said. "Is there a difference?" Andromeda said. And smiled. The black smile, the one that said the joke was at someone's expense, and the someone was not present. Did you just make a werewolf joke?" Remus said. "Andromeda's humour is family grade," Sirius said. "My humour is survival grade," Andromeda said. "The Blacks don't produce gentle comedians. Andromeda became part of the household, not daily, weekly, Sunday visits. The visits gave Harry something the cottage couldn't provide alone: extended family. Cousins. The experience of a family that was built from choice rather than blood. "You're building a family from scratch," Andromeda told Sirius, watching Harry and Nymphadora play in the garden. 1987, I'm building a family from wreckage, Sirius said. Same thing, Andromeda said. The Blacks wrecked everything. We're building from what's left. What's left is enough, Sirius said. What's left is us, Andromeda said. The two black cousins who got burned off the tapestry, and our children. And Remus, Sirius said. And Remus, Andromeda agreed. The werewolf who does the actual parenting. Everyone keeps saying that, Remus said. From inside. Because it's true, Andromeda and Sirius said together. Harry at 10, the conversation about death. Harry asked about death when he was 10. Not about his parents' death, he knew about that. About death in general, about what happened after. Where did Mum and Dad go? Harry asked. October, in the garden. The leaves were falling. I don't know, Sirius said. You don't know? Harry said. You're a wizard. Wizards don't know everything about death, Sirius said. We know more about magic than muggles. We don't know more about dying. Do you think they're somewhere? Harry said. I hope they're somewhere, Sirius said. I hope there's a place where James is telling bad jokes and Lily is rolling her eyes and they're watching you and they're proud, Harry said. Proud, Sirius said. And happy. And, together, do you miss them? Harry said. Every day, Sirius said. Does it get easier? Harry said. No, Sirius said. The answer was honest. Sirius had decided, early, that honest answers were the only answers he would give Harry about James and Lily. Comfortable lies were what other families provided. Sirius provided uncomfortable truths. It doesn't get easier, Sirius said. It gets different. The missing changes shape. At first the missing is everything. The missing is the whole world. And then the world gets bigger because you're in it. And the missing gets not smaller. Proportional, the missing is still the same size. The world around it grows. That's, Harry started. Weird? Sirius said. Actually quite good, Harry said. For you, I have moments, Sirius said. Moony says your moments are rare, Harry said. Moony is a critic, Sirius said. Moony is right, Harry said. Moony is frequently right, Sirius said. Don't tell him I said that. I'll tell him immediately, Harry said. You're your mother's son, Sirius said. I thought I was Dad's son, Harry said. You're both, Sirius said. James's face and Lily's sense of justice and the combination is terrifying. Year 3, Remus at Hogwarts in Harry's 3rd year. Remus was offered the defence against the dark arts position. Take it, Sirius said. The curse? The curse is superstition, Sirius said. The curse is a documented phenomenon, Remus said. No defence professor has lasted more than a year since 1957. Then you'll last a year and come home, Sirius said. And the werewolf problem, Remus said. If the parents find out, Snape's wolfsbane potion, Sirius said. Dumbledore's already arranged it. Snape making my potion, Remus said. That's comforting. Snape's an arse, but his potions are flawless, Sirius said. You're remarkably balanced about Snape, Remus said. I'm remarkably balanced about Snape when Snape is useful, Sirius said. The balance disappears when Snape is cruel to Harry. Remus took the position. Remus was, by every measure, the best defence teacher Hogwarts had seen in decades. Patient, knowledgeable, creative, the kind of teacher who made students want to learn rather than making them afraid of failing. Professor Lupin taught us the Patronus charm, Harry wrote. Via mirror. November, did he? Sirius said. Mine's a stag, Harry said. Sirius went very quiet. The quiet that meant the emotion was running deep. A stag. Prongs, James's form. A stag, Sirius said. Moony went weird when he saw it too, Harry said. What's wrong? Nothing's wrong, Sirius said. A stag is... Your dad could turn into a stag. It was his animagus form. Dad was an animagus? Harry said. Your dad was an illegal animagus, Sirius said. He became a stag at 15. We called him Prongs. Prongs, Harry said. And I'm Padfoot because I become a dog, Sirius said. And Moony is Moony because he's a werewolf, Harry said. I've always known that, Padfoot. You've always. Since when? Since I was 8, Harry said. He disappears every full moon. He comes back exhausted. He has scars. I'm not stupid. You never said anything, Sirius said. He didn't want me to know, Harry said. So I didn't say anything. Sirius stopped. At a loss. That's very kind, Harry. That's very Mum, Harry said, according to Moony. He says Mum always knew things and waited for people to tell her. Lily was, yeah, Sirius said. Lily was exactly like that. The stag Patronus was the Marauder inheritance. The evidence that James's legacy lived in Harry's magic the way Lily's eyes lived in Harry's face. The evidence was comforting. The comfort was the kind that came with pain. Because the comfort said, he's here in Harry, and the he being here made the he not being here louder. Sirius went to the garden that night, looked at the stars, talked to the star that was his name. Your son's Patronus is a stag, Sirius said. To the star, to James, to the empty sky. Figured you should know. Year 6, Dumbledore's death when Dumbledore died. Sirius's first response was rage. The second was grief. The third was the recognition that the war now rested on different shoulders. He's gone, Remus said. In the cottage. After the funeral. The plan, the Horcrux plan, he was the architect. Then we become the architects, Sirius said. We don't know enough, Remus said. We know enough to start, Sirius said. We know the diary was a Horcrux. We know the scar was one and we destroyed it. We know there are more. We don't know how many, Remus said. Then we find out, Sirius said. The same way we found out everything at school. Research, reconnaissance, and reckless action. The 3 R's of Marauder methodology, Remus said. The 3 R's that have kept us alive for 20 years, Sirius said. Barely alive, Remus said. Alive is alive, Sirius said. Barely doesn't count. The Horcrux hunt began that summer. 5 people. Sirius, Remus, Harry, Ron, Hermione. The team that the other timeline hadn't had. 2 experienced wizards and 3 capable teenagers, rather than 3 teenagers alone in a tent. The hunt was faster. Sirius's recklessness produced results that caution would not have attempted. The locket was retrieved from Grimmauld Place. The cup was retrieved from Gringotts. The diadem was found at Hogwarts. Nagini remained. Voldemort kept the snake close. We need the snake, Harry said, at a planning session. In the cottage. March of 7th year. The snake is with Voldemort, Remus said. Getting to the snake means getting to Voldemort. Then we get to Voldemort, Harry said. That's suicide, Remus said. That's the mission, Harry said. Those are the same thing, Remus said. Not if we do it right, Sirius said. And the grin, the Sirius grin, the combat grin, appeared. I hate that grin, Remus said. That grin means I have a plan, Sirius said. Your plans terrify me, Remus said. My plans work, Sirius said. Your plans work despite themselves, Remus said. And despite you. Despite is still working, Sirius said. The final morning, the morning of the Battle of Hogwarts. May 2nd, before the fighting began. Sirius and Harry stood in the Hogsmeade cottage, the cottage where Sirius had brought Harry at 15 months, the cottage where Remus had moved in, the cottage with the engine block and the motorcycle and the burnt toast and the 17 years. This might be, Sirius started. Don't, Harry said. Harry, don't say it might be the last time, Harry said. Don't say goodbye. Don't give me the speech. I wasn't going to give you the speech, Sirius said. You were going to give me the speech, Harry said. The I love you, your parents would be proud, I'm glad I raised you speech. It's a good speech, Sirius said. It's a goodbye speech, Harry said. And we're not saying goodbye. We're not saying goodbye, Sirius agreed. We're saying see you after, Harry said. See you after, Sirius said. After the battle, Harry said. After the war, Sirius said. After everything, Harry said. Sirius looked at Harry. At the 17-year-old who was James's face and Lily's eyes, and who was about to walk into a battle against the person who had killed his parents, and who was ready. The readiness was the product of 17 years, of the motorcycle and the burnt toast and the stories and the structure and the love. Padfoot, Harry said. Yeah, you were good at this. At what? At the whole thing, Harry said. The raising, all of it. Remus did most of, you did the important parts, Harry said. The motorcycle parts, Sirius said. The being there parts, Harry said. They stood in the kitchen where Sirius had cried into the kettle on the day the Hogwarts letter came. The kitchen where Remus made tea. The kitchen where Harry had eaten 17 years of burnt toast and appropriate breakfasts and the occasional accidental fire whiskey. See you after, Sirius said. See you after, Harry said. They went to Hogwarts. Together, on the motorcycle, because the motorcycle was how they went everywhere, and everywhere included the battle that would decide everything. Sunday dinner, the last scene 20 years after the war. The Hogsmeade cottage. Sunday dinner. The table was set for 11. Sirius and Remus at the heads. Harry and Ginny. James Sirius. Albus Severus. Lily Luna. Teddy Lupin, Remus and Tonks's son, 20 blue-haired today, sat between his father and Harry. Andromeda was beside Remus. Tonks beside Andromeda, laughing at something Ginny had said. Pass the potatoes, Sirius said. Say please, Remus said. I'm 57, Sirius said. I don't need to say please. You've needed to say please for 57 years, Remus said. The need doesn't diminish with age. Please pass the potatoes, Sirius said. Thank you, Remus said, and passed them. The table was loud. The table was always loud. The children, the laughter, the conversation that overlapped and interrupted, and that was, by any measure, the opposite of the Black family dinners that Sirius remembered from Grimmauld Place, where silence was enforced and conversation was performance and laughter was absent. Grandad Padfoot, James Sirius said. Tell the story about the dragon. Which dragon? Sirius said. The Gringotts dragon, James said. That story is classified, Sirius said. You told it last week, James said. Last week it was declassified, Sirius said. This week it's reclassified. You can't reclassify a story, Harry said. I can reclassify anything, Sirius said. I'm the patriarch. You're the chaos, Remus said. The patriarch of chaos, Sirius said. That's not a title, Remus said. It is now, Sirius said. Sirius told the dragon story. The telling was, Sirius, exaggerated, dramatic, involving hand gestures that knocked over the salt, and a climactic moment where Sirius stood on his chair to demonstrate the dragon's wingspan. Sit down, Remus said. I'm demonstrating, Sirius said. You're 57 years old, standing on a chair, Remus said. The demonstration requires elevation, Sirius said. The demonstration requires sanity, Remus said. Sirius sat down. The children were laughing. Harry was laughing. Ginny was laughing. Tonks was laughing so hard that her hair had changed colour, which it did when she lost emotional control. The laughter filled the cottage. The cottage that was too small and too old, and that had contained, for 37 years, the family that Sirius had built from the wreckage of the Blacks and the loss of the Potters and the accidental gift of a 15-month-old baby who had needed a home. You're staring again, Harry said. I'm looking, Sirius said. At what? At the table, Sirius said. James wanted this. I know, Harry said. He talked about it. Sunday dinners, the kids, the noise. He wanted a table full of people. You gave it to him, Harry said. I gave it to you, Sirius said. Same thing, Harry said. It was. And it wasn't. But the close enough was sufficient. The close enough was what Sirius had, the approximation of the life James had wanted, built by the friend James had trusted, maintained by the werewolf who made the tea and enforced the bedtimes and who had, through 37 years of patient, responsible, Remus-grade dedication, made the chaos livable. The motorcycle was in the garden. The engine block was in the living room. The cottage door was open. The children were laughing.